Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yetunde and here we dive into life, growth and leadership. Whether you're navigating work, relationships or just trying to show up as your best self, you're in the right place. So let's get started. In this episode, we are going to be talking about the lie students believe about leadership. Leadership, to me, I can say it is one of the most misunderstood things in students' life. People think leadership is influence, power, recognition, opportunity, visibility. But leadership is pressure, it is isolation, it is emotional control, and a great responsibility. Yeah. Leadership is being misunderstood quietly. And this is the reason why when I became Vice President Academic, I didn't step into confidence. I stepped into complete complexity. Yes. And I don't say that lightly because I wasn't just taking on a role. I was stepping into multiple identities at the same time. Let me break it down for you. I was a student leader, a sabbatical officer. I was a trustee on the Student Union Board of Trustees and also a student governor on the university's Board of Governors. That means I wasn't sitting in one place. I was sitting in several wards at once. There were meetings where I sat as Vice President Academic, speaking on behalf of students, and there were meetings where I sat as a student governor, representing the university itself. There were boardrooms where I had to advocate for students' needs, and other rooms where I had to understand, support, and also defend university decisions that I know would affect students negatively. So I wasn't just speaking from one position, I was carrying two responsibilities that sometimes conflicted. I had to fight for students and at the same time respect institutional processes. I had to challenge decisions and at the same time protect the stability of the system. I had to push for change on behalf of students and also understand why change couldn't always happen quickly. And that created a lot of tension. What I mean is, it created internal tension, emotional tension, and identity tension because who are you in that position? Who are you in that space? You're not fully a student anymore. You're not a staff. You're not management. You're not just leadership. You're like a bridge. You're basically in between everything. You're like a bridge that carries the weight from both sides. So basically, you absorb frustration from students because you haven't achieved the change you promised them. You absorb pressure from management because the change needs to go through processes and through the board of governors. You absorb expectations from leadership, I mean the board. And the board must follow governors, they must follow rules and laws. So you carry the weight quietly, and over time, you learn to live in complexity, contradiction, restraint, and imbalance because you just have to balance the relationship between the students and the university. You're basically in between. You learn that leadership is not certainty, but judgment. Judgment in the sense that the students expect so much from you. And when they don't get the result, they judge you saying you're not doing your job, you're just in the office getting paid for nothing. We had a lot of students who actually criticized us for being in the office. Leadership is not power, but responsibility because you have to give feedback to students. You have to make university leaders see things from students' perspective, which is not always possible. It's not always easy. An example was when the university decided to cut a particular service because it was underutilized and cost about £1 million per year to maintain. The university felt it was time to save money on services that were no longer delivering sufficient value. When I first saw this proposal in the board papers ahead of the meeting, oh my goodness, I was actually really scared because I knew that the students will be on our neck. I was confused. I was concerned about why such important service was being considered for removal. When the students union president and I attended the board meeting and reached that item on the agenda, we challenged the decision, and to the best of our ability, we explained to the senior leadership team why cutting the service would have serious consequences for students. We made it clear that students would strongly oppose the decision and that the impact would be significant. Despite our objections, ladies and gentlemen, the university proceeded with the service cut, and as students' union leaders, we were required to release a statement addressing the decision. This led to criticism from students and some SU staff who felt we had failed to speak up, assuming we had stayed silent during the meeting. However, after back and forth with the university, meetings upon meetings, emails, and just several meetings basically with the leadership team, the university and the students union were able to reach an agreement, and support measures were put in place to assist students who were negatively affected by the service cut. So, this is what I meant when I said that I stepped into complete complexity. I stepped into systems, politics, into emotional labor, pressure, responsibility, identity conflict. And that's the part of leadership nobody prepares you for. Most of the times, leadership means constraint. You can't react emotionally. You cannot move impulsively. You cannot say everything that's in your head or show everything you feel. I can actually say that being in a leadership role taught me restraint before it taught me authority. It taught me discipline before it taught me confidence, and silence before influence. But people only see the confidence, they don't see the process. For your information, leadership does not elevate you first. It stretches the hell out of you first. And if you survive the stretch, it builds you for life. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this. I will see you again soon in my next episode. Have an amazing one. Take care. Bye bye.